The sheer fact that I could pull up 4 different June income reports is insane. Back in 2020, I was just short of hitting 4 figures, and now in 2023, I brought in a total of Hey you guys, happy July and welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to do an income report and an income comparison between year 1 in 2020 to now year 4 in 2023. If you've been following this channel since mid-2020, you may remember videos of me getting started teaching on the Outschool platform. I will list an entire playlist of my experience getting started up above in the cards, but we are still here in 2023 teaching, so I thought it would be kind of interesting to look back and do a yearly report. June in year 1, June in year 2, so on and so forth. I am going to outline every single week in June 2023, and then we'll jump into the comparisons. If this is the first time seeing my face, please make sure it is not the last by clicking on that little red subscription button and the bell down below, and of course give this video a big thumbs up. We do videos here each and every Monday, and I'd love to have you guys around for the next one. We do all kinds of content from working online, passive income streams, selling on Teachers Pay Teachers, and growing a YouTube channel. If any of that is interesting, once again, click that subscription button, but let's go ahead and get started. If you are also an Outschool teacher wondering what times I am teaching these classes, I did make an entire video sharing my best selling summer times. I will link that up above and down below. And just a very quick disclaimer, we are going to be talking about money, including exact income numbers. If that triggers you, please click out of the video right now. But let's go ahead and get started with June of 2023. The month did start with my husband and I taking a trip to New York City. And because of our travels, I did not actually start teaching summer classes until Monday, June 5th. So I am gonna outline all 4 full weeks of this month, starting on June 5th. Week 1, I had 8 camps. Now my camps right now are all 5 days long. So when I say I taught 8 camps, I taught 8 camps with 5 meetings each. That's 40 individual classes. On top of that, I taught 5 ongoing classes that all met once a week, and I had a big mix of one-time classes, so learners who just got off for the summer, maybe had never taken a class with me, could do a lower risk investment in a one-time class versus a class that meets 5 times or meets every single week. So I did 8 camps, 5 ongoing classes, and a mix of one-time classes. My week 1 income was $1,275.20, which I thought, you know what, this is a pretty good start. Normally, June is okay for me with enrollments, and July is when it really picks up. But I figured, you know what, having all those camps and a big bunch of one-time classes, maybe those learners in the one-time class will enroll in the camps after trying out a single class with me. Then moving into week 2, that did not happen for me, at least not right away. Week 2, I had slightly lower numbers with enrollments, so much so that one of my camps did not get any enrollments at all. That was a camp starting at 2:45 Eastern Standard Time, so I just had a free block of time during that hour. So I did 7 camps, 6 ongoing classes, and 4 flex classes. So a little bit less than week 1. I didn't do any one-time classes this week. It was literally only camps or ongoing if you wanted a live class, and then I had some flex classes. Our earnings went down a little bit in week 2 to $985.15, which again, didn't think it was that bad. Normally, and you'll see when we look at the year comparison, I thought this looked pretty on par with the month of June. Any other Outschool teachers, let me know your thoughts on these numbers, figures, or enrollment down below. I'm always interested to hear what you guys have to say. Moving on to week 3, this was a much lighter week in terms of schedule. I only did 3 camps this week, 6 ongoing classes, and 4 flex classes. I was taking the afternoons off during this week. I had a lot of presentations, media clips, and content that were due for other things outside of Outschool teaching, so I thought it would be best to schedule time to finish those projects and tasks during the workday. I notice when I'm teaching lots of camps and lots of classes and I'm always on, I don't have the energy, time, or focus to go and teach all those classes and then sit in front of a camera and film a summit presentation or a sponsorship ad. I just don't have that headspace. And of course, I always want to be on for my students. So I just figured, hey, let's make the most of this. Let's just do 3 a.m. camps. I had a scheduled lunch break, and then I had the afternoon between like 1 and 4:30 to get other tasks done before my ongoing classes. And week 3's income was $825.25. And then we got into week 4. This week was an insanely crazy week. I do not recommend anything I am about to tell you, but week 4 of June, I taught 52 classes. It was during this time that I thought, hey, it's the last week of the month. I don't have any big major plans outside of teaching. I had nothing that was due. I had turned in all of my online summit information. All of my TPT goals for the month had been hit. So I just thought, hey, let's hit it hard. Let's schedule classes. And if they book, we will teach them. Now, I did have really good enrollments this week, specifically with classes that started, ironically, at 9:15 a.m. My very first camp this week was at 9:15, and it had 7 learners in it. I have never seen a class that early have that kind of enrollment. And then my afternoon class was also sold out, and it met at 2:45 p.m. So these are the numbers. Again, check out the best-selling summer times because it seems to fluctuate. Maybe next month in July, my best-selling class will be at 10 a.m. or 4 p.m. It just all changes. But getting back to the crazy week that was week 4, again, so many classes. Honestly, I would teach classes and then go shower and go to bed and do it again. I did have evenings during this week as well. The latest I taught was 8:30 p.m. And again, do not recommend doing that. Pace yourself. And I'll explain why I did that in a future video. There was a method behind the madness. But this crazy week, I won't lie, did pay off. Week 4, we earned $1,710.10. We do not ever see numbers like that, especially in the month of June for a week's worth of income. Now, before I tally all those numbers up, I do want to share my screen and show you guys my income history during the month of June teaching on Outschool. So I am going to share my screen. You guys are seeing an earnings chart. If you didn't know, you could go into Outschool. You can go click on your Insights button, and then when you see all of your monthly summaries, if you just tap on the word month, it'll actually divide it up into months. So you can see all of your August, all of your December, January, so on and so forth. But what you're looking at right here is a chart of my June income. So starting June 2020, I had only been teaching on Outschool for a few weeks. I was still technically a full-time classroom teacher, and I was at that time still under my bi-weekly salary through my teaching contract. So in June of 2020, I earned $996.80. So I was just shy of hitting 4 figures. I was so excited. Prior to this, my teaching experience was primarily ESL, especially in online teaching. And to see a number like this in like my second full month was insane. So I was really, really excited. I didn't know what the future was going to hold for me. And I was returning back to classroom teaching in the fall of 2020. So this was still like me figuring it out, being in quarantine, still being under contractual salary with my classroom job. And then we fast forward to June 2021, where we went up from 996 the year before. June of 2021, we made $2,127.30. Now, during this month, I was also still under my teaching salary. The only difference was I knew that I was not returning for the academic school year that would come late August. So what I was doing during this time, summer of 2021, I would teach my Outschool classes, take out the money for taxes, and shovel the rest of it into a savings account. So I was still living and paying my bills with my salary job because I knew once September 1st hit, that was going. So I piled on as many classes as I could, in the summer of 2021 and put it all into a savings account that I called like my safety net, because I knew I was jumping into the unknown, I was leaving salaried work behind, and I just wanted to make sure that I had a cushion. Moving on to June of 2022, this was my first year doing Outschool as my full-time job, and I earned $3,824.10. It was in this year that there was no travel planned. I wasn't doing any travel with Christopher. There were no big plans at this point in time, so I could really dedicate all my time to camps and then ongoing classes. And that year I did change up my schedule a little bit, and that worked really well for me. This year, 2023, I earned $4,795.70. And what I did differently this year, like I previously mentioned, I gave my learners options. I teach primarily 4 camps. I offer those 4 camps in the AM, then I have lunch. Then I offer those same camps in the afternoon, the PM. So if a learner... Get that. Thank you, Siri. So if a learner wants to take one of my camps but they're not available in the morning, that's okay, because every week there's an AM option and a PM option. If you guys caught my how I market my Outschool class video, again, up above in the cards, I mentioned giving your learners, aka your customers, different options in time to take classes. That is honestly why I think my classes sold better in June of this year than they ever have in the past. I also now have more followers. I'm gonna pull that up right now. I currently have 3,011 followers. A lot of these learners I saw last year, and they would even tell me, we don't do Outschool during the school year, we only do Outschool during the summer, or we only do Outschool in the month of June because we travel in July. So I have seen a lot of these learners before in the past, which is really great to see. And I'm not saying that if you do exactly what I'm doing, these are the numbers you'll see. There are Outschool teachers that make way more than me, and there are also Outschool teachers that make less than me. This is not a look how great I am kind of video. I just wanted to give you guys some numbers, because when I first got started, these are things I would have loved to see. What is the earning potential? And I know there are teachers out there that say things like, it's oversaturated now, there's too many teachers now. That's what people say about most things these days. Whether it be YouTube, Outschool, teachers pay teachers, there's always going to be this idea that, oh, it's too saturated. But to that I say, how can you be creative? How can you make classes that stand out? How can you be a memorable teacher so somebody can click on your class, sign up, love you, and want to take other classes simply because they like your learning style? But you guys, that is it. You are seeing my earning income for the last 4 years. Let me know your thoughts on this down below in the comments. Give this video a huge thumbs up. Once again, happy July and happy teaching. Bye!